It is day 2 of the sentencing hearing for Pat King. He was convicted of 5 counts stemming from his activity related to the Freedom Convoy 2022, including mischief, counseling mischief not committed, counseling obstruction, police not committed, something like that, counseling disobey court order not committed, and disobeying a lawful court order. That's where we're at right now, and yesterday was spent on an argument surrounding a community victim impact statement given by a women's shelter who made a lot of claims. They said that they felt trapped in the house, that they couldn't access services. They did mention in the statement the restrictions at the time, which is interesting and noteworthy. I wonder what will be the remedy for everybody in our country who suffered enormously from those restrictions, including the segregation of citizens based on their personal medical decision. No science behind that segregation, but it happened anyways. That was disgusting, and we should be embarrassed about it, and we should be making amends about that, and ripping apart our society for no good reason. It was disgusting. The families ruined, the friendships ruined, the livelihoods destroyed, all of these different things, the businesses lost. Who's going to pay for any of that? So here we are, day 2 of the sentencing hearing yesterday about that community impact statement, whether it should be admitted for the truth of its contents, and arguments about hearsay and evidence rules concerning that. And it's a big question now. Like the defense was basically saying, the Crown's trying to get things on the back door that they didn't get at trial. These people are claiming financial losses. They're claiming all of these heinous things, that someone was hospitalized due to a mental health breakdown, allegedly because of convoy. And the question is, what is Pat King's connection, if any, to any of that? And if these things were brought forward in trial, they could have been cross-examined, they could have been put through a microscope to be proven beyond a reasonable doubt. The Crown never looked at a group of people and said, Pat King's words and counseling or actions led to that person doing that thing. And that's why there is the not committed portion on his convictions. They can't find someone and say decisively, beyond a reasonable doubt, that that person is doing that thing because of what Pat King said. They didn't do that. So now to try and get these things out, the Crown eventually acquiesced a bit and said, well, you know what, disregard any claims of violence except psychological violence, because there's psychological violence, but Mr. King's convictions don't have violence. So if anything is implied in violence or anything like that, well, just follow the rest of it. Just take the bits and pieces that you can and follow that logically, where it flows, and that will get you to where you need to be. The Crown's like, take the bits and pieces to make his sentencing worse of this like terrible statement. Whereas traditionally victim impact statement, you have somebody who, after the conviction, somebody who has done something to somebody, and that person or their family or their friends can speak to how that has affected them. We can't do that. How has Pat King's actions affected specific people? It's much harder to do in a case like this. And so